Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. Welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my content, and welcome to Jurassic World Evolution 3. So, I've actually done quite a few videos here of late, but every time I've done a video, I did 2 or 3 for Empyrean Galactic Survival, which you never saw. I did a couple for a few games before that. Every video I've done recently have gone into the 6, 7, 8 hour marks, as I've completely lost track of the videos themselves, and those don't make for great content. You guys don't watch them. You don't like 7 hour and 8 hour long videos. So, to try to avoid that happening today, I have an alarm set. So here we are, Jurassic World Evolution. We're going to attempt to do a particular park I haven't envisioned in my mind that is less like a zoo and more like an island where all the dinosaurs roam free and they do what nature intended. Meaning, a T-Rex might hunt a herbivore, so on and so forth. It's going to be a big, mix-packed island, and things are going to end up dying, etc. Also, that poses the problem of how do we make money off of such an island? As I've changed some of the settings here. Let's go through the settings, and you'll kind of understand what I'm going for here. So, we're going to use a standard difficulty type thing with the Jurassic World staff and guests, which means this is more along the lines of what are some of the buildings going to look like, and what are the scientists going to look like, what are the decals, and are we going to have guests, etc. So, in the dinosaurs, we're going to have egg failures. So we're not going to get a perfect batch of eggs. Diseases are going to be in the game. There will be dinosaur injuries. The dinosaurs will starve. The dinosaurs will dehydrate. The dinosaurs do have a lifespan. A juvenile dinosaur maturity is on. Status checks. We are going to turn this off. As setting this off will mean ranger teams and MVUs are no longer required to perform status checks and medical scans. If you don't turn this off, your park rating gets dinged because you're not doing status checks on dinosaurs, because they're often the far reaches of the island, just, being a dinosaur. Having this on means you have to create a less wild atmosphere. You have to put more of these buildings around the map, and you have to have more of human interaction with the dinosaurs. And I don't particularly like that. I want a more humanity hands off of the dinosaurs approach to this park. So we're turning this off so we don't get dinged for the fact that we're not going to have rangers running all over the place. Unlimited feeder reserves. Setting this to on will mean that feeders no longer need to be refilled by ranger teams. Actually, we're going to turn that on for the exact same reason. I don't want tons of rangers running all over the map. If I put some goat feeders on the other side of the island, well, I want them to just keep spawning goats. Yeah, it's magical spawning goats, but I'm fine with it. Maybe the goats are breeding like rabbits over there. We'll just think that there's a very fertile goat over on that side of the island, and we'll just live with that. Social requirements are on. We want the dinosaurs to we want the challenge of still trying to meet the dinosaurs' needs. That being, what they like to eat, what their habitat is like, how many adults they like to have around, so on and so forth. We want to still try to manage their needs while handicapping ourselves in other ways. Danger to guests on. We want to still have that danger to the deaths, to the guests. Normal escapes are on. I've turned dinosaur trait intelligent on. We are going to have intelligent dinosaurs, and what our intelligent dinosaurs are basically smart dinosaurs that have figured out we can eat humans. And if there's a way we could figure out how to eat the humans, we're going to do it. That little fence over there that I could easily break through, that the human's standing on the other side of, why not? Let's break it down and eat that human. So this is normally set to off. I'm setting this to on to give us an extra hurdle. We have to realize we might have an intelligent dinosaur at some point. We need to prepare for that inevitability. How are we going to do that? Dinosaur vehicle aggression is on. Dinosaur comfort is on. Combat frequency is normal. We fully expect that there will be combat happening from time to time out in the world. Okay, gameplay. We have contracts on. We have narrative events on. We have scientists on. We have scientist unrest is on. So I'm going to have to rest the scientists. You know what? I'm going to turn infinite candidate refresh on. Just because I like to have... I'm a cheapskate. I like to hire the worst scientists on the planet that are the cheapest possible. So this will make it easier for me to... Well, no. That'll make it too easy for me. No, we're going to leave it off. I'm going to have to spend money to find my cheapskate scientists. Because money is too easy in this game. So this is another thing I will have to spend money on. So yeah, let's leave it that way. Expedition and fossils on. We have to go get the fossils to make the dinosaurs. Dinosaur market is on. Research is on. Task time is 100%. Park. Unlimited power is off. No, we have to make power like normal. Unlimited fuel is off. No, we have to do fuel like power. Invincible vehicles is off. No, the vehicles will be destroyed. We're gonna turn. We've turned sabotage risk down to easy because we want the true difficulty of the game to be dealing with the dinosaurs and the event that the dinosaurs might eat our people. The dinosaurs are the problem. Some silly humans in the background deciding that they want to sabotage the park. I don't like that. It's silly mechanics. So I'm gonna leave it on easy instead of totally disabling it. So there still might be a sabotage here and there, but it's not gonna be as often as normal. I don't like this idea. Anyway. Instant construction and destruction is off. Maintenance, wear and tear is on. I've thought about setting this to off because I've noticed in some other test games that I've ran that there'll frequently end up a few fences that just can't be fixed, and it gets annoying. You have to manually deconstruct them and reconstruct them. Because your maintenance worker just can't seem to figure it out. And even if you take control of the maintenance worker and go and try to do it manually yourself by becoming the maintenance worker, you still can't fix it either. So that does get annoying, but it's infrequent enough that we can just replace the fence. So we're going to leave maintenance wear and tear on. Cash is low. None of this unlimited cash. We're setting it as low as possible, so We're still going to have some sort of management, and as I said, this game is too easy in the management aspect. I want to make it as difficult as I can, so we've got cash set to as low as possible. We've got appeal difficulty normal, guest count target is normal, income target, higher difficulties increase the thresholds for star ratings. So we've turned this up to hard. It's going to be harder for us to star up the park, thus making it harder for us to generate income, I believe. So this is an attempt to try to offset the income situation. The game usually starts you with no income tax. I'm debating between high and medium, as I've never played with high. Heck, I've never played with medium. So I don't know how these play. I don't want to make the game too incredibly difficult income-wise, as I want the game to be more about the dinosaurs themselves and how the dinosaurs are interacting. And I would like to have some money to actually be able to do cool things. But I still wouldn't mind having to micromanage my income. So I'm going to try medium for now. Maybe I'll end up wishing I would have put it at hard, but we're going to go with medium here. Environment, infrequent storms. So storm damage isn't going to happen as often as usual, but there'll still be the threat that a storm could happen. They're just not as common. Everything is going to always be daytime. I'm not a fan of the day-night cycle. This is a game where we're trying to look at the dinosaurs, right? And if it's dark, it makes it harder for you, the viewer, to watch. And I'm just not yeah, it's nice for having to put lights around the park and seeing how the lights do in the park, but I don't care about that. I'm not a huge creative. I'm a little bit of a creative. I prefer the game mechanics of the game, which is part of the reason this is a different line of thought. This is kind of like a short little reviewish take on Jurassic World 3. Ultimately, I'm kind of disappointed with Jurassic World 3 as it feels to me, being a person that's more about the gameplay of the game and more about the game mechanics of the game than the creativity of the game. This game hasn't changed enough from Jurassic World 2 or Jurassic World 1. It's like a Madden reskin or an NBA 2K reskin. If you're familiar with those franchises, you know that they release every year, they hardly change anything, and they give you a AAA price tag. Ultimately, that's how I feel about Jurassic World's Evolution 3, but I do recognize the fact that there was a huge addition made for the creative folks. So the people that like to build a building piece by piece, like they do in Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster, those folks got a huge upgrade in this title. And so if you're that type of person that loves the creativity of the game, then this game has skyrocketed leaps and bounds in that regard. And ultimately, we're going to be showcasing some of that kind of stuff in this playthrough, as I'm going to have to do that to make the park be the way I want to. What do I mean by that? I don't believe I should have to utilize creative pieces of scenery to hide the fact that the game won't let me do something without it. I feel like lagoons. Lagoons will be a perfect example of this. You can make some pretty cool looking lagoons now because you have pieces to do so and you can move them around. But I shouldn't have to do that. I should be able to just draw lagoons on the map and be done with it. I shouldn't have to go through the creative hoop to make my cool lagoons the way I want them. Which ultimately, I want lagoons that interact with other creatures. Meaning, I want land creatures and lagoon creatures to be able to interact with each other. I want air creatures and lagoon creatures to be able to interact with each other. We still can't do that in Jurassic World Evolution 3 because technically the lagoon creatures are still in the lagoon and the land creatures can't get into the lagoon. No matter how much scenery and paint and decoration we put on it, there is still always going to be that limitation that I can't get a T-Rex to end up fighting a Megalodon because they can't get to each other. And I don't like that. Anyway, let's continue on here with my rant. We're going to generate the island itself, which is enter generator. Existing autosave data will be overwritten. That's fine. The fact we can generate islands now is pretty cool. This island generator is a pretty cool tool. I'm impressed with it. Right off the bat, we have a very interesting island. So, what is screaming at me about this island is the fact that it's more than one island. I happen to be a big fan of multiple landmasses. Especially for the park that I have designed in my head, where I'm just going to be letting the dinosaurs loose to interact with each other. Having geographical breaks that they can't cross gives me some ways of well, making sure it doesn't turn into complete chaos. Because, you know, the T-Rex won't be able to get to certain locations because there's going to be just some geographical features that it's going to make it impossible for the predator to get there. That's always a good thing. I am looking at this map right off the bat. I've generated a lot of maps in the past, and I've never gotten a map that gave me such big islands away from the main landmass. Usually I've gotten really small islands. These are pretty sizable and substantial. I like that. So I think I'm going to go with this map here. I really do. The question is do I want to mess with the tree slider or the water slider at all? I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe the mountain slider? That's just too much. So I want the mountains to be in the way. I'm especially looking at this area here as being kind of where we're going to start. Okay, this is the map we're going with. Can't believe it, we got the island we want right off the bat. So, confirm island and start. I'm going to pause the game immediately. And right here, this is where we're going to start our park. We're going to go to the terrain tool. We're going to go to going to lower terrain a little bit on the top of this. So why didn't I just start with the island that had all of the mountain already removed? Because that would be too easy. That would take away this. Alright, and then we're going to go to flatten. Actually, I want to make a ramp. Ramp. Dynamic ramp. Fixed ramp. What's the difference between the two? I don't know, there's just not going to be enough room here. That's too steep. Like, see, here's an example of where the game could, I don't know, do things a little better. The road should be a little bit more powerful to be able to do what I should be able to do this from the path itself instead of having to go back and forth between the terrain tool and the path tool. Can I bend the path back now? Really? Oh, come on. Damn it, game. Oh, for the love of... What is this replace? Well, brush. What's it do? No idea. Now I can't even get the roads to work anymore. What have I done? Okay, I think I know what was going on. Go now. I think we're getting somewhere here, actually. Oops. There we go. Gotten somewhere. Oh, come on. We nearly had it. There we go. Alright, let's give this a try. Or was it? Come on. Thought we had it there for a second. Yeah, this shouldn't be so difficult. This really should not be. Did I see something there for a second? I thought I did. Yeah, right there. Hallelujah. We're another step closer to the top. Actually, this might be high enough. Oh, that was nice. Okay, now why did we do all of that? In order to stick a viewing gallery up here. And I'm going to try to do something different. I'm going to try a custom gallery. Which requires me to get creative. idea what I'm doing here. Well, I'm making bamboo walls, evidently. Whoa! Hello, come back. So why am I doing this? I have no idea, because I wanted to try it out. Shift. Why isn't that lined up? Because it's not lined up. That's better. Huh? No. Okay, take me back to the parts. I want to edit the building, please. Split collision on. Here we are. Ugh. Oh, that's not the right angle. Still not the right angle. Well, that's better. Did it line up? Yay! It did. Alright, this is the ugliest, most plain looking thing ever. Does that look better? I think it does. Gives it a little bit of depth over what it was before. Windows and doors. Oh, those don't line up very well, do they? Planters. Can we get plants to go in the planters? The signs never heard anything. These signs kind of suck. Oh, that's not bad. Foliage? These things are a little bit large for the planters, aren't they? I'm going to be boring and use the same plant. I think I am. Or actually, I'm using two different plants, ain't I? Yeah, there's a red. I'll throw some reds. In with the yellows. Walls, blueprint, floors, asphalt, brick. That doesn't line up very well, does it? Garbage cans in there. Security camera. What kind of bench is this? Just a flat one? Alright. I think the building is good enough. We're done editing the building. Now let's work on the environment. Let's paint a little grass in here. a little grass along the edges of the trails. Why does it look like this trail got narrower? And how did that trail get so wide? Change path width. Can't. Replace. I actually have to hook it up so it functions. And another thing we're going to stick up here is a restroom. But we're not going to design our own restroom. Are we just going to have it clipped together like that? Nah. Oh my. That's that's I don't know about that. Try to make room over here for the restroom. Let's on pause for a second to get rid of some of this cloudy dust. I might have to make my own restroom just for the size purposes. What am I looking for? Yeah. If I stick this button at the end. Yeah, that'll work. Absolutely. I'm all down with that. And how about we get a drink facility up here? So this particular wooden one tends to be just a little bit on the smaller and more compact size. How terribly did that screw up our pathing? Not too much. Obstructed by small amenity. I'm trying to connect the damn small amenity. Is it not? Maybe it's already connected. It's saying it's not. Well, this is a problem. I mean, it looks like it's connected. Oh, they're all connected. They're just not connected. They're not connected to a where everyone enters the island building. That's fine. Which we should probably build next. I don't know. I don't know. I think I like this one the most. It's just a matter of let's smooth out the terrain here. Actually, this arrival point is far better than the other ones. What did I click on before? I don't think I had the right building selected before. I like the size efficiency of the smaller ones here. I like the roof on this one more. Alright, that's where everyone enters the island at. Woohoo. Right next to that, we might as well put the headquarters, which is the control center. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, what's the other building look like? Oh, it's bigger. We'll squeeze you in somewhere right about here. Alright, what other buildings do we have to have? Well, we have to have at least one maintenance facility, an expedition center, a science center. Alright, that one is a footprint like that. This one... I think it's time to do some smoothing of the terrain. Clicked on the wrong thing. No, not the maintenance facility. Looking for a slightly smaller building that we have to have. Alright, what's going to happen when I click this? Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Let's see what we can do about we place it further back, maybe it won't affect the path as much. If I can find a place to place it. It didn't affect the path as much. Yeah, I can live with this. This will work. Almost. Oh, there we go. Right, expedition, science, arrival, control center. We're running out of room, I tells ya. we change to this one, it'll probably fit. Yeah. Okay, we've got amenities there. We've got drinks up here. Need to stick food in somewhere. Right there. Can we squeeze the maintenance facility in on this side? It's trying to say we can. Oh, this is a smaller footprint. I like that. About there. I'll go straight out and then hang a throw in a maintenance post. If we can get it in a nice central spot, we can pretty much cover everything. Right about there. I'd add maintenance teams 1 and 2. Okay, we are going to need power. Again, a centralized generator will make everything function. Stick it right in here. Next to the maintenance facility. So we have 2 more mandatory buildings. The response facility and the medical facility. Which they're going to be tricky to figure out a way to put in here. Come on. I really think this is our best bet. So let's... Through the brush. Trying to raise up this terrain here. Give me a little bit more area to work with. I hate how the game generates rocks. There we go. Very nice. Oh, come on. You guys should be hooked up to this. Is that not covering? Oh, come on, Zoom. Grr. It's not, is it? Alright, well that won't do. think that got everything. What happened with our trucks? What are they doing? Visiting maintenance post? Are they saying they can't get to it? No, they can get to it. Okay. One more building to squeeze in. We're running out of room fast. Damn it. Okay, medical facility. Is that one any smaller? What about that one? Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Alright, let's try something. We're going to go over here and take a C for custom. We're gonna so we've that is what we have to deal with, is that building there, which is fairly sizable. Obstructed. I think those are all the mandatory parts. Now we just gotta make it look like something. Which I'm terrible at. Concrete? Sure. If I was good at this, which I'm not, there's a way to select these. Confirm. No. Damn it. Edit group. Multi-select. That. Confirm. Duplicate. Oh. Can I turn collision off and stick them in between? Advanced move. No. Duplicate. No. Select. I selected too many objects. Clear selection. 1, 2, 3, 4. Confirm. Duplicate. I need advanced move. How do I put advanced move on this? Collision, smoothing terrain, grid height, grid size. Yeah, I want advanced move, but it's... Grr. Why can't I do what I want to do? Split from group. I don't know. Edit building. Look, I want it to go down. Yeah, I don't know how to use these tools very well. What I'm trying to do is basically put a solid layer of this all the way across. But for whatever reason, the game has decided that I can only put them here. "32 objects selected," huh? Alright, well, what happens? Advance move. I mean, that's kind of what I want to do, but not with all those objects that I just grabbed. Edit group. I don't. Okay. Split from group. God, why does this have to be so complex? Make blueprint. No. I'm getting annoyed. Two, 3, 4. Confirm. Advance move. Oh, fucking thank you. Finally. I mean, why is it moving sideways? No, that's not what I want to do. Oh, come on, game. Why is nothing ever easy for me? Perfect. Now, how do I place it and then go straight to duplicating it again? Place. Advance move. No! No, 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 no. God damn it, game. I swear I used to do this in Planet Zoo all the time. Why is it so difficult here? Now it's got this frickin' gap in it that it didn't have before. think that's gapless. Duplicate. Good, it duplicated it. Not perfect, but it'll have to do. Okay, well, I placed it. Now give me the option to duplicate, please. The heck? Huh? What is this? Ugh. I don't know why this is crooked. The building is square. Why isn't the pieces square? What is this? And that's the alarm saying I'm supposed to end this episode now. Ugh. Why? Yeah, that's not quite. It's kind of doing what I want, but. Oops. Alright. Can I. Let's make a new group. Multi-select. That. Alright, confirm. Is that really 32 objects I just grabbed? Duplicate. And from a distance, can we really even tell that it's not perfect or precise? Probably not. I'm terrible at this building stuff, as you guys can all see. Good enough. Stop placing stuff. Okay. So that is the horrible roof of this building. And we will accomplish the rest of it when we come back in the next episode. Anyway, this has been episode 1 of me embarrassing myself trying to do creative stuff in a game. I'm, well, not really good at the creative stuff. Anyway, we might eventually get to the dinosaur portion, but that hasn't happened this episode. I'm James Johnson, aka Software Blades, my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until the next time, all peace.